Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler.
And I'm Luke.
And we're here with the 5th episode of Holy Heck, I Really Like Love Live, where we're going to be looking in depth at the entire Love Live discography from the beginning until right now. So last time we went over BB and Guilty Kiss's first singles, and today we're going to be coming to a close with our first subunit block, finishing off with Lily White and Azalea. And yeah, today's episode is going to be a ride, especially for you, Luke.
There's going to be some peaks and valleys in this one, but we'll
the
soldier
highest
on
highs
through.
and the lowest lows.
But we'll soldier on through. I think we got some responses from our question last week. I think we want to go over those real quick.
Which do you like more, Guilty Kiss or BB? And this one was a lot less a lot more polarizing than the Sharon versus Prom Toms. Actually, it's funny now because we eventually did get a comment that someone preferred Prom Toms over Sharon, but it wasn't until way after.
Week too late. Feels bad.
Whoops. But anyway, for this one, we got something from Fritz Gomenet. Great video. I feel like you did. Oh, thanks. I feel like you did a good job. Personally, I love BB. Love Novels was the first subunit song I heard, so BB is the subunit I stuck with the most. Okay, I can feel that. Although I'm happy they didn't turn Guilty Kiss into a comic subunit like BB. Even the saves for Nico Macchielli called themselves a comic unit.
I think it's really important that like the first subunit group you hear, like I know for you that became your. You didn't hear Strawberry Trapper first, did you?
I did hear Strawberry Trapper first, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but for me, like I remember hearing Shiranai Love, Oshiete Love first. Like that was the first subunit song I ever heard, and like since then, just Lily White has been like my bomb. So I gotta agree with you on that. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. You know, the first subunit song that you hear can really stick with you.
Oh, I mean, my favorite Love Live song ever, Majuka Dreamer, was the first one I ever heard. So I mean, it still applies for me.
Right, but first subunit song, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, I still love Strawberry Trapper to death. It's still, it's number 6.
Yeah,
barely
those
almost in my top 5. Then we got something from Niru over here. It said, okay, about my pick for the 2 subunits, I gotta go with BB. I mean, heck, I really like Guilty Kiss, but it's just not really my type of song. I feel like we're gonna be talking about that a lot in this particular episode. I really like BB for their music style and variety of EDM-ish music, and also the hype Psychic Fire. I'm not really good at in music, but yeah. My favorite is BB is probably Trouble Busters. Okay, my favorite
Trouble
BB.
Busters is pretty good. Yeah.
Listen, I talked smack about BB the whole episode, and then I listened to Natsu Orain. I don't remember the name. The one that has Natsu in it that's slow, that doesn't sound like a BB song.
Yeah, it's an Ellie Center song. Yeah.
I like that song a lot.
That song's super nice. Yeah.
So the reason we picked this comment in particular is because it has the fateful line right in the middle. I mean, heck, I really like Guilty Kiss, but it's just not my type of song. And I feel like that's a good segue for this entire episode.
Oh yeah. We'll revisit that comment later on. But
as for not being a just not being into the style of music, yeah, that's totally acceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of songs where it's like I can acknowledge that they're fine, they're good songs. It's not something I'd really want to listen to. You feel?
Yeah, the group can have your favorite singers in it, but if they don't have the kind of backing that you like, then you're just never going to get that connection with them that you want, and that's fine. Sometimes you just got to move on. But
this is just like the foreshadowing section over here. What is this?
Yeah.
So yeah, more on that later. Anyway, are you ready to hop into Lily White?
Well, I think we got some news. I think we're news boys first.
We are not ready to hop into Lily White. Happy birthday, Yoshiko.
Happy birthday, Yay. Yoshiko. It's pretty exciting.
That was 2 days ago at the time of this recording. Is that right? Or one day? One day ago.
It's today. We're recording Thursday.
Right now.
It's coming out
right now
Friday.
Ago.
Right? Isn't it the 13th? Is it the 13th or 12th? Oh no, we're the worst fans. Yeah, so Yoshiko's birthday was this week. Happy birthday.
Nanjo's birthday was this week.
Nanjo's birthday was this week also, yeah.
Happy 17th birthday, Nanjo.
Happy 17th birthday.
17th time.
Happy 33rd 17th birthday.
So how about those duo trio songs release date?
I am so excited. August 2nd, Tyler and I will actually be hanging out I'm going out to Minnesota for my sister's wedding, and he's driving over, seeing some friends along the way, and we're gonna hang out. August 2nd, we're gonna be hanging out, and that's when the duo trio songs are supposed to release. I am so excited. We're gonna have like 13 songs to bool out to. Oh, 9 solo songs.
13.
Yeah, 9 solo songs.
The solo songs are coming out in the same. I didn't even know this.
I would imagine that's what they did with Muse. So, and I think they already said so. Yeah. So we're gonna have.
Oh, it's kind of important to note that Luke is an Alaskan and I live in New York.
Yeah.
So like we've never met.
This will be our first meeting. It's gonna be exciting.
So the previews are probably gonna start soon, right?
I would imagine they start in the next week or two. But
you can at least get a feel for what songs are your favorite. I feel like it's gonna be like a complete opposite. Like I've been on the Dia Ruby Phoenix song hype train for forever, but I just have that fear, you know, just in the bottom of my heart. Like, what if I don't like it? I'm so scared. Like, you feel?
Yeah, I understand. I'm like pretty hyped for the Mari Hanamaru Rico song, because I feel like this very like Soldier Game-esque, the vocal talents involved. But man, the Yo Yoshiko song, the University of Miami, the Yo Yoshiko song is gonna be good, and I'm pretty excited for that one.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be good no matter what.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what you said about AZALEA when you saw their vocal talents too. So
please. We'll get to them later.
We have nothing to go off of for this. You know what I mean? Like aside from like knowing what each individual girl is good at. Like, there's nothing, like, it's not like we have a blueprint or anything. Like, Chiron sings songs like this, you know, this subunit is like this. Like, there's nothing to go off of here.
Yeah, we don't know what the back
I'm excited for the,
like, except for
the Ruby Dia industrial metal.
Yeah. that'd be good. I would enjoy that.
Okay, alright, let's pull all the stops. It's time for you to gush about Lily White. I'm not going to interrupt you during this, so please go ham and talk about Lily White.
I am so excited that I get to talk about Lily White. I love Lily White. Lily White was the first subunit that like I put the pieces together that there's something more going on here than just like cute anime girls. So like Lily White's the reason why I got like super deep into Love Live. Oh, I love Lily White. Lily White has my favorite vocal composition by far. Their musical inspiration is great. Like the backing is consistently my favorite. Most subunits are about 50-50 on songs I like to dislike, and that's fine. The songs that I like, I really like, but the songs I dislike, I'm like, whatever. Like they're good songs, but I don't love them. But all 10 of Lily White songs, I adore to death. The backing is consistently amazing. Vocally, they're consistently fantastic, and some of the best like single vocal performances come out in Lily White songs. So like, you got Rin, this fantastic soprano, like really gorgeous, sweet, soft soprano. She's kind of got like a little accent to her voice, which I really like. And you know, she didn't have the hottest start, I don't think, of any of the members, but man,
I think that's the case for a lot of members.
Man, when she started to turn it on, oh my god, Rin just like turns into an absolute star in Muse. Like you look at some of the later Lily White songs, like Shunjo Romantic. Oh, she is so good in that song. And I love Rin to death. Like Rin's one of my favorite Muse girls. Like top 3 favorite Muse girls, and I love her to death. And you got Umi. Umi can hit every note.
Are your other top 2 Muse girls coincidentally Lily White members?
Yes, actually, my top 3 Muse girls are all Lily White members. My top 3 Seiyus are all Lily White members. Like I love Lily White to death. Umi has the best voice in Love Live. Like between the two groups, like I don't even think that's disputable. Yoshiko's got a gorgeous voice. Ellie's got a gorgeous voice. You know, they're different, obviously. Hanamaru's got a really gorgeous voice. Yo's got a really gorgeous voice. Maki's got a great voice. But man, Umi's voice she's just able to do everything anybody else can do, the same or better. Alto Umi is sensational. She has such a rich, powerful voice, and it really, like, honestly, it carries early Lily White pretty hard. And also, like, some of the full member songs in Muse, like, she's fantastic. While everybody else is good and kind of figuring out their roles, Umi's just out there belting, like, sounding fantastic. She got a gorgeous, rich voice. Her soprano's great. she stays in kind of this middle to low range usually. But alto Umi is just so good. I can't describe. I love altos. I was a bass in high school, and altos are. Oh, I love altos so much. I'll move on from Umi, but Umi's like my second favorite Love Live, second favorite Muse girl. Like she's great. Her voice is so good. I can't describe how good her voice is. And like if I had to name top 5 individual performances in all of Love Live, like Umi has 3 of them. Umi has 3 of my top 5 best performances ever, and I don't think that's without reason. Like her voice is just sensational. And then you got the most important member of the group. You got Nozomi. No. I love Nozomi so much. I love everything about Nozomi. Yeah, Tyler and I both have her as our second favorite girl. Nozomi is just perfect. Her voice is so... I was never able to pinpoint the word for it, but Tyler has helped me do it. It's silly.
It's silly. I remember when I was listening to the whole discography like on my own time or whatever. Like every Nozomi song, I'd be like, this isn't bad by any means. Like it's just silly.
Yeah, like Nozomi's solo voice. I can't think of any other way to describe it other than silly. You could say it's shrill, but I don't even want to say it's shrill. Like she just has such a silly sounding voice, and I love it to death. Junai Lens is one of my favorite solo songs.
No, Robo Nozomi.
Yeah, Robo Nozomi. Moshimo. I don't remember the second half of that song. Man, is gorgeous. Like it's a really beautiful song. And
that's the slower one.
That's
right?
The slower one. Yeah, where she's in the Snow Relation outfit on the cover art. And what is the Nozomi Center song with the sad circus music? Help me out here, Tyler.
Sorry, Happiness?
Yeah, that song is so great. She has a solo the sad circus music. Yeah, that's what we call it. That song is so good, and Nozomi's voice is just so fun to listen to. Like I think I think she has, in pure technical music standards, she has arguably the worst solo voice in Muse, but in just wanting to listen to it and like enjoying it, she has one of the best. She's great at harmonizing. She's great at blending the group together. And when you have such great voices there for her to blend together, she takes the extreme power of Umi and the softness of Ren and just puts them together and just makes it so good. And really, Nozomi is the reason why Lily White is my favorite subunit. You couldn't put anybody else in that role, and nobody else would succeed in that role other than Nozomi.
I think Nozomi is kind of like the Sharknado of Muse. It's like, by all means, this should be the worst, but it's just not.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
I know what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I love Nozomi. And she's so cute. She's my favorite character as far as like characters go in Muse. Yeah, she's my favorite. Like I love Umi and Ren characters to death. But Nozomi is just so good. I think her character episode in season 2 of the anime is the best episode for original Love Live between the 2 seasons, and she's just
let's be honest, like just the characters themselves, like excluding everything musical, like the characters in the anime Love Live in School Idol Project are on average a lot weaker than Sunshine, just because they weren't made for TV.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they weren't made to be on TV. That wasn't an intention of the group when it first came out. So
I think we said it before, but like Nozomi's kind of like the only character we think in original Love Live that kind of has like the same level of development that Sunshine has, right?
Yeah, she's like a good character, a really good character, and most importantly, she's just the most adorable thing on planet Earth. So like. Oh, I love Nozomi. I love Lily White. I love Umi and Ren. I love them so much. This is the first subunit that I really sat down and listened to a lot. The first live performances I ever watched were Lily White live performances, and lucky because they're like 3 of the best performers live. And I love them to death. I love Lily White. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if you remember this story. Way before I was into Love Live, I was in the city at a Japanese store with my girlfriend, and I saw a CD that had the words Love Live on it, and I like sent the picture to Luke like, hey, look, it's me, Love Live, and you just like went on like, that's Lily White, That's I'm like, what? I don't know what that means, but all right.
Because
like,
yeah,
cool.
I remember that. It was not. I think it was a None Gabare, and I was like, God, I wish I was there. I would just snap that up. Or I guess Shiranai Love Oshiete Love is the single. But God, I wish I was there to snap it up. Also, can we talk about a Lily White as a mom aesthetic? There's just like a mom aesthetic about Lily White. Like Lily White, I feel like if you were cold and hungry, Lily White would take you in and give you a big old blanket and cuddle up with you and make you warm and give you and nosy would make you some food. Like, come on, man. They got the mom aesthetic on lock. I love them. I love them to death. But I'm gonna stop rambling now. I think we can get to our first Lily White song. Unless there's something that you want to say about it.
I think you covered it. I mean, I can't do it justice like you could.
I love Lily White. Okay, let's do it. Let's play the first single.
Which is?
Shiranai Love Oshiete Love.
風が吹いたの激しい風にさらわれたふと気がついた私から会いたいことに気がついた待ちきれない放課後の帰り道は一人になって寄りかかる街路樹の影うつむいて足音だけ数えてもダメダメダメ運命感じてよと初めてなの胸騒ぎで泣きたくなるなんて知らないラブ教えてラブ未熟なもんでクラクラクライこんなに誰か見てるなんて違う私になっちゃった知らないラブ教えてラブ怖がりなのに止められない少し背伸びしてみたら風が吹いたのあなたの風にさらわれた
So I know we were just talking about the duo trio songs, and Tyler went to go get a glass of water between little recording parts, and I was just kind of absentmindedly scrolling through Facebook, and there they were. There were the previews.
Ta-da!
I was like, and he got back. He's like, "What's up?" And I was like, they're out. The previews are out." So we sat and listened to them. They're really good. That's gonna be we're gonna talk about them more in a bonus episode in the next
our
couple
bonus
days.
episode.
So, but they sound really good. But we'll get back. We'll go back to what we were just talking about. This song's really good. This song and I go way back. This was the song that made me go, wait a second. This is the exact song in SIF that made me think, wait, is this a consistent group? Because it was right when the like holiday songs came out for the subunits for SIF, like with Trouble Busters on them, and Futari Happiness and stuff like that. And the Lily White one had just came out, and I was like, wait a second. And this is when I put the pieces together that there is more than just, you know, the songs from the show and just a couple of the songs in SIF.
They didn't have the luxury of just having someone explain it to you. Like,
Yeah.
There's 3 groups.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had to put the pieces together myself. And this song like made me fall in love with Lily White. I think their vocal dynamics are so good. Like we were listening to this and Tyler was like, "Hey, was that Rin?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why were you asking? Did you not like it?" And he was just like, "No, that was really good." I was like, "Uh-oh." And the song really shows off their vocal dynamics well. You know, like you got high Rin,
Silly
pretty like
Nozomi.
medium Umi, and then just silly Nozomi. Like early Nozomi is the silliest Nozomi. The song is just like really nice to listen to. I like the backing a lot. Also, I think the backing's pretty neat.
I think this is the hardest hitter out of the first subunit singles for sure. Out of for the 3 groups.
Oh yeah, the single itself. I
including
obviously like, but
every one had at least one that I didn't like necessarily care for. We had love novels and we had Sweet and Sweet Holiday. There we go. But this one, like I really like both songs. So we got some lyrics over here, and I always laugh when I end up looking up the lyrics, especially from Lily White to BB, because it's always so like poetic and subtle, and then you go to BB, it's like, hey asshole, be
Hey,
my
ass-
girlfriend, be my boyfriend. I said it again. I
Did
said
it
the
again?
same.
Well, I mean, they're all lesbians, so it's fine.
The 9 screaming
Yeah,
lesbians.
yeah. Lily White's like much more poetic and like deeper.
Like take a look at
meaning
this.
behind
Like,
their words.
a wind blew. I want to be swept away by this intense gale, leaning within the shadows of trees along the road alone. And even if I look down and count just the footsteps, it's no good. And then meanwhile, in love novels, I want to be your girlfriend.
Please. Yeah, no, Lily White just like says and does gorgeous things. Some of the cooler things that I really enjoy about Lily White is when during their live shows, they always have really neat, like everybody has different visuals going on in the background for the on the big TV screens, and they always have like nice leaves falling and stuff, kind of like, or shades of of each of their character colors and stuff.
I like little silhouettes.
Yeah. This is a really good single, though. I think this is the best subunit single, in my opinion.
Out of anything?
Yeah, out of all the subunits, 2 songs, yeah, I think this is my favorite. And I don't even think it's very close. Like, second best is maybe, like, Chiron's first single is really good. Like, both the songs are really good, but
Yeah,
I think these 2 songs together on one CD is, like, possibly the best in all of Love Live, even.
I think it's funny you say that because I think I agree with you. Like Chiron is my favorite and stuff, but like, Genki Senkai is a really good song. Like I enjoy it, and already how I feel about Yozora Nanamo being my number 2, and I just talked about that song for like 20 minutes. But in terms of just 2 really great songs on an album, like just single quality, like probably this one. I mean, both these songs are both really good,
When you really sit down and think about it, it's like you'll have these songs that you love, and then the song next to it, whether it's the single or the side song, is just like always good. There's very few 2-song combinations where like it's fantastic, and like, but this one really takes the cake. Like Anone Gabare is one of my favorite songs ever. And Shiranai Love, Oshiete Love is like in my top 15. This song, I've used the term sleeper banger before. This song is a sleeper banger. Like it's just really sweet to listen to. Ren's got a really, she's got some really nice solos in it. Like I said, Nozomi's silly. Like Nozomi's extra, just copiously silly, and I love it.
Just egregiously.
Yeah.
So this isn't a song you necessarily see in like a lot of people's top 10s. Like I'm sure like there's like a song in the top 10 doesn't necessarily have to be popular. It's just a lot less likely to show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this song like definitely has a place in like probably both of our like top 20, right? If you had to be general about it.
Yeah, like this song's really, really, really good, and like very fantastic. But even super, super good songs can get overshadowed by the song next to them, and I think that's what kind of happens with this song.
Is that a segue?
Yeah, I think that's a segue. Let's dive on in to None Gabare.
All right.
頑張るのは自分のためそれじゃくたびれてしまうの誰かの笑顔抱きしめようよ一緒に未来作ろうよ何でもできる人なんてみんなの夢のヒーロー
we already mentioned it, but it was in a bonus video. And for maybe the people who don't watch that, Luke, can you tell us on a scale from 1 to 10 how loud you sing the "Anone" before the chorus?
Yeah, I just screamed it pretty loud into Tyler's ear when we were listening to the song real quick. So I'm gonna have to give it a. What would you say? That's a 10 or 11?
Something like that.
That part's pretty hype. That I don't even the second time they go into the chorus with Nozomi doing it, the Ikuyo is so good.
Yeah,
it's so silly.
let's talk about that since you mentioned that. This whole song is just a bundle of Nozomi being silly. Like, this is like prime silly Nozomi material.
Yeah,
no, you're good. Let's talk about both of the times where she says, "Can I do?" And
it's so good.
What does she say? "Do I do?" Nozomi, what are you doing?
It's so silly. This song's got everything. The song has really silly Nozomi, like Shiranai love, Oshiete love levels of silly, and then you got Rin's like gorgeous in this song as always. Is just like super good soprano.
You were falling into the trap of just saying they're good again. Like,
I'm sorry.
What else? Good. You're right. What else can you say about that?
But then like alto umi like comes to the forefront for the first time. Like, this is the first time we get to experience alto umi, and it's an experience. And this is, to me, the single best like individual performance in all of Love Live.
You think so?
Yeah, no, it's so for Umi, that is, like, she's so incredibly powerful in this song. Like, it blows me away. Like, I think other songs that like would go onto that list, you know, like Yoshiko's performance in Strawberry Trapper is it's really good. It's blow you away.
Honokan, like Snow Halation.
Yeah, but like this is just on a different level. She's so incredibly powerful in this song. This song could just be and like, let me tell you, the version where it is just Umi is really good, because that exists. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, there are solo mixes.
Yeah, there are solo mixes of this song.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And she just sounds stupend. She's so powerful. And I love that powerful alto, that powerful, rich, like, swelling up inside of her alto. And frankly, the other two singers are great in this song. They're very good, consistently great. But without Umi, this song is pretty like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. But with Umi there and her just fantastic vocal performance, this one's a 10 out of 10 for me. And like we said earlier this week, you know, it's one of my top 5 favorite songs. This song just blows me away every time I hear it. Every time I hear it, like, the drum roll starts, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for I'm ready for the Umi solo at the beginning. And each time I'm like, oh, I was not ready that time. Like, this song just sends chills up my spine with how this is the song that, if you want to point out how great of a singer Umi is, this is the song to make people listen to.
Is it time for me to knock you down a peg or two real quick, Luke?
Don't make me mad.
Luke told me before that I have to be the mitigator here who says a bad thing about Lily White because Luke isn't able to.
Yeah, that's not in my system.
I think this song, bear with me, I think this song is one chorus too long.
I'm very mad.
Hey, listen, that's okay. Every time I listen to the song, like, consistently, I always forget that the last chorus happens at all. Because it just seems out of place. Like, I feel like, I mean, like, obviously at the very end we have, like, the held notes with all the instruments, and that's, like, you know, very obviously the ending. But if that was like one verse before, it would have been fine, you know? And like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm like done with the song before that last verse. Like, I don't know, it just feels extra in there. I don't know.
I could understand what you're saying, but I really feel like the last verse the last chorus is fantastic, because they sing the None Gabre together, you know, leading into the last one of the None, you know, and then like the backing kind of drops out for the first part of the chorus, and it like kind of is like, is it gonna come back? Where'd it go? Did we lose it? Like, is my audio recording messed up? Like, come on, guys! And then it comes back in, and you're like, whoa! And then we got the Shaba da Dooby da Das. At the
is
end.
that what
like,
they say?
Come on, dude. Yeah, that might not be exactly what they say, but like that's what it sounds like to me.
Most definitely not at all what they say.
I think that's pretty close. Come on, like, what else is it gonna be?
I was actually gonna say, like, is this one of the situations where it's like, no ne ganba. That's what it's like when I sing it.
Oh yeah, because they say a lot of words, and this song is hard to sing. I love this song to death, and I'll rock out to the parts I can sing. But let me tell you, there's a lot of dropping in and dropping out. like the chorus is really hard. Yeah, the chorus is really hard. I could sing most of the verses with the song, but the choruses are hard. Also, sleeper, like one of the best parts of the song, the bass riff in this song is great, and that's just like consistent with Lily White. Like the bass parts of Lily White are always really good, whether it be like the actual bass guitar or the drums. The drums are always great also. Like I mean, you got the snare drums
are great in this song.
Huh?
I don't think the drums are great in this song.
Well, I do.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to find something negative to say, man. I don't know. Like, I really like this song.
You're digging. I respect that. We got to drop each other down a peg. We can't ramble on for too long.
So the lyrics are all about so imagine like a cute anime girl said "Ganbatte," except it's 5 minutes long, and there's a few choruses and
there's 3 anime girls, and they're your top 3 favorite anime girls. I love Lily White, man.
This whole thing is just. This song is a pep talk, and I mean honestly, the backing matches it. If we're being completely honest.
Yeah, like, this song is so good. I adore this song to death. I've said a lot about this song already in our episode earlier this week about a top 5 favorite songs. So I don't think I'll ramble on for too long. But the song's great.
Little bits of courage will illuminate my heart. Do you know? Sparkle. Can I do?
Yeah. How can you let down Nozomi? Think about that. What kind of demon would Nozomi tells you to go do something for her, and like you fail at doing it? Think about it. That's probably that'd be one of the worst things you could ever do.
That's a fate worse than death right there.
Yeah, no, you could never let down. You always must. Can I do?
I always like. Whenever Umi sings no ne, it's always like, wow, this is like great and powerful singing, and then like every time I get to Nozomi's Ikuya in the middle of the song, I just feel like a proud parent, like Nozomi, like follow your dreams.
It's such great like juxtaposition between the two, because you just have this insanely good singer in Umi, and then you have Nozomi, who's just like such a joy to listen to. Like everything, you can just go on and on about how great, like how technical Umi is, and then you're just like, why do you like Nozomi? It's like, she's silly. Like,
come on,
I like it. Like you can't really like talk too much about how great Nozomi is technical, like how technical she is. You're just like, hell, I really like Nozomi's voice. She's a blast to listen to. And this song kind of shows that juxtaposition with arguably the single best performance, and then like silly Nozomi right next to it. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
We got to talk about Rin for at least a second. We've been neglecting Rin for a little bit.
She's so good in the song. Like she just kind of sits in her high range of like an octave or two, and just sounds really good. Like Rin, kind of like Ellie in an early Love Live, didn't really have a lot of super interesting roles, but she got her interesting
I was thinking
roles
the same thing.
earlier.
Like, it's like when you listen to definitely when you listen to something like this, like Rin's part, it's just like it's not like, okay, Nozomi, like you can hear Nozomi's part before she even starts singing, like you know it's Nozomi. And like the same thing with Umi, but like you listen to Rin and you hear it, it's like, wow, that was pleasant, and then it's like an afterthought, like, oh, that was Rin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, if that was a full unit song, I would have assumed it was Ellie singing, because it's like nothing like quirky about her voice, but was really pleasant.
Yeah, so. I don't think there's anything super unique about Rin. Often, like you can say the other two members of the group do have really unique vocal traits, like Umi being able to sing every note and sing it richly and powerfully, and you have Nozomi, which is silly. And you have Rin, who has a really, really soft, nice soprano and that kind of like accent to it, but she gets a lot more interesting parts because of that accent, I think. And she starts getting them around the time the anime came out, and gets these really kind of interesting parts like Takaramanos.
Is that how you say the name of that song?
I'm guessing, because that's what they
Whatever
say
I said,
song.
I was just kind of like, I think I said like taco. If you like taco.
Taco works. Tacos with some extra beans. That's what we'll call it from now on. So
I'm really glad we got to do Silly Nozomi justice. Like that's. I've wanted to talk about Silly Nozomi for a very long time. I remember I was. Can I tell a story about my tier list real quick?
Go ahead.
So my tier list had been very 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 steadily Ruby and Yo for my number 1 and number 2, and then I because I made the tier list before I watched SIP and before I was like really like familiar with all the Muse songs, and so it was only Aqua's members for a long time, and I was so stuck on where to place Nozomi, and I ended up placing her number 3, right? And I just stared at that like placing for like days on end. And I remember Luke was like the thing. I was like, Luke, do I? And then I don't know what you said. It was something along the lines of like, she's your number 2.
Yeah,
I was like, she's my number 2.
I was like, she's your number 2, dude. You're like, where do I put Nozomi? I don't know if she's like 2 or 3 or 4. I was like, she's your number 2. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so sorry if we didn't do Rin a lot of justice. Rin has some really interesting, subunit parts coming up, but not necessarily in these 2 songs. Nozomi and Umi kind of steal the show in these 2 songs. But as much as I would love to just sit around and ramble on about Lily White for another 10 hours, I think we gotta go to Azalea now.
So if there was ever like a time to point out the similarities between Muse and Aqua subunits, we think it'd be between Lily White and Azalea with strong harmonies with Daya. We got kind of bold vocals where every note is hit perfectly in Hanamaru and Umi, and Kanan, who like Rin just kind of hangs out at the very tip top of their soprano and doesn't really come down from there too often. You know what I mean? But before we say anything else, just know that there's literally not a thing wrong with Azalea. If it is your favorite, then by all means, just love it. You do you. So think back to how I felt with BB in particular. There's nothing wrong with BB. There's absolutely nothing wrong with BB, and that's evident by how many people like BB, because BB is incredibly popular. But it's just not my cup of tea. You feel? Now, add on a few personal reasons and multiply that by like 100, and then you have Luke's opinion of Azalea. So, Luke, tell us about Azalea.
Oh man. All right, here we're going. I've been waiting. I've been so excited to do this episode because I get to talk about Lily White, and then I knew on the back end I would get to talk about Azalea. So Azalea and I go way back, like 2 years back when Sunshine started, when the Sunshine project started. So subunits get announced, and a couple months later, or like a month or 2 later, this subunit gets announced, and I was like, oh man, they hadn't been. I don't think they had been named yet. But I was like, oh man, Kanan, Hanamaru, and Daya. I was like, wow, that's gonna be so good. I was like, vocally, that they're gonna be like the best vocal, best group vocally. Like from a pure technical standpoint, they will be a great group vocally. Daya is a super strong harmonizer. Maru can hit every note and has a super strong voice, and Kanan can fulfill this like really nice soft soprano role. And I was like, wow, that's gonna be a lot like Lily White. I was like, and even
it's gonna be Lily White too.
Yeah, it's gonna be Lily White too, Electric Boogaloo. And then like album, art started coming out, and I was like, oh man, they got the mom aesthetic also. They had the same. No, I guess they didn't. Never mind. Sorry, but I was like, oh, they got this mom aesthetic also. And the first album art came out, I was like, oh my god, they're just gonna be a Lily White too. And then the songs came out, and they were great vocally, but they just didn't fulfill the role that I wanted them to. And it was so disappointing. Like the first 2 songs came out, and I was like, okay, these are fine, but I don't like the backing. I'm not a huge synth guy. I don't really like synth pop. But I was like, okay, but subunits kind of change up their stylings quite a bit. So maybe the next song will be something I like. And then the next song was synth pop.
Can I just interject here?
Yeah.
It has been the biggest adventure, watching Luke go from so hyped to wanting to kill himself every time there's a new
for
preview
the last
on the
year
horizon.
and a half, or for the last like
I remember
year or so.
consistently, it was like there's a new Lily White song that came out. I was
Azalea
like,
song.
oh, whoa, hold on. There's a new Azalea song that came out. And I was like, wow, do you like it? He's like, I don't know, I didn't listen to it yet. And then like later on, I'd get the text like 2 hours later, like, I want to die. I'm like, yeah, I know you do.
It's just like, I want them to be my favorite so bad. Like, the second song came out, Lonely Tuning, and Lonely Tuning is probably my favorite Azalea song, but that's still not saying very much. It's still like heavy synth pop, and I just don't like heavy synth pop. The next two songs come out, they're both...
In your words, it's just not something I'd ever want to listen to.
Yeah, it's just not something I want to listen to. And it's so unfortunate because I want to like them so much. They have some of my favorite girls. Hanamaru is my favorite Love Life girl.
Yeah, it has your favorite girl.
Yeah, it has my favorite girl. Kanon's in like my top three or
so
four.
heartbreaking if I couldn't like the group that Ruby was in for me.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be the
and
worst.
like I like Daya, you know, like Daya's my least favorite girl, but I still love her. And the vocally they sound so great. I just can't get behind the backing, which is such an important part of music, right? Like it's not even backing that I feel about, you know, like I'm okay with it, but I don't really love it. It's backing that I just don't like at all. Like the heavy synth beats. But I still love Azalea, and I still have super high hopes every time a new Azalea song comes out. I'm like, this is the one. This is, if one Azalea song comes out that I love, they will be my favorite subunit in Aquas by far. They just need one song that I like, and then I'll love them.
We're running a little low on genres here, man. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna just abandon synth pop like that.
Come on, I gotta believe.
I thought like it would kind of be like not necessarily unanimous, but a much bigger opinion of people sharing the same kind of stuff that we just said. But it's super not. Like Azalea is incredibly popular, and I didn't realize until I got deeper in the community. Because like, you know, at first my only exposure was Luke, and I had originally adapted like a bunch of his opinions because it's like the only opinions that I had before I kind of like formed my own. And we still share a lot of the same opinions, like just because we do. But I was under the impression that not a whole lot of people liked Azalea, but like there's a lot of people that like Azalea, so we hope we're not like treading on ground we shouldn't hear. Like we said, there is literally nothing wrong with Azalea. Like it's just not something that we just like to listen to. You feel?
Yeah, it's just if there's any backing I can point to being something I dislike, it's Azalea's backing. But I still love Azalea. I still love all the girls in it. I still love everything to do with Azalea. I just don't want to listen to the music. But let's talk about the girls in it. Let's start out with Kanon.
I'm down. Let's okay. Can I actually talk about Kanon?
Yeah. No, you go.
Because I have a very, very interesting history with Kanon. So this dates back to like my first tier list I made for Aqua's girls, and I was very conflicted as to whether I wanted to put Daya or Kanon last, and it's kind of like the thing that Kanon consistently just got the worst parts and just was unable to show off her voice for like a pretty long time in Aquas, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
In things like Daydream Warrior. Well, Daydream Warrior's a little bit later, but it's that kind of part, you know what I mean? Where like they saved her for like the 3 seconds like in the pre-chorus, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got parts like in Aquarium where she does the I love you, but she doesn't really get her own solo.
Love you.
Yeah. She does those little like bit parts, but she never really gets a big solo for a while.
And Luke always ragged on me for having Kanon solo, and I was like, I don't know, man, I'm just not feeling it. And then we got Happy Party Train. We were blessed with Happy Party Train.
She's pretty good in that one.
She's really good in that song, and that's kind of like what made me realize like, wow, she can do it. Like that's.
Yeah, I remember.
She's got it.
I remember when you came back from the first live viewing, you were like, "All right," you're like, "You can say I told you so." Kanon's got a really good voice. You were like, "Sua's got a really good voice." Yeah,
that's what happened. It's just the Hayaku in Aqua's Heroes. Aqua's Heroes.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's Aqua's Heroes.
And it's been pretty hit or miss live, but it's. I think she got it for both days at the first live.
Yeah. She nailed that pretty well both days.
So, Kanon has a really Kanon has Rin essentially early Rin.
I feel
she-
pretty strongly that Kanan and Rin have very similar vocal talents.
I feel like Kanan is though a lot more recognizable than Rin is. Like when you hear Kanan's voice, you know what I mean?
I think Rin, like early Rin, is harder to pick up, but like, you know, within like a year, Rin gets a pretty distinguishable voice because she uses more and more of her accent. But yeah, I'll agree. Like early Kanan uses a lot more of her little like accent she's got to her singing, and she's pretty recognizable.
What do you want to talk about next? You want to talk about Daya or Hanamaru?
Let's do Daya real quick. Daya actually Daya's inconsistent. I feel like Daya is the most inconsistent soloist in possibly all of Love Live. Sometimes she will just obliterate a part. Like it sounds so good.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Like Daydream Warrior Daya is fantastic. I think it's Aqua's Heroes. She has a really good solo in it. We just listened to the Ruby.
Majuku
I know we're not going to
Dreamer.
talk about it too. Yeah, Majuku Dreamer Daya is fantastic. We just listened to the Daya Ruby preview, and she sounds great. I was saying, like, while we listened to it, I was like, wow, this is a really good Daya. But like, there's other times where she's unnoticeable, where you don't really pick up like, hey, it's Daya, and she sounds great. You're just like, like that was pretty good.
I think she's like by far the weakest link in songs like Cinderella on the G string, for example.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to compete when like Mari and Kanan are kicking down the door and sounding fantastic. But I agree. Yeah, Daya at times is the weakest link, but when she kind of picks it up in harmonizing, and she's a really good harmonizer. She's really good at blending the other two voices.
She's a really, really good harmonizer. I think she's probably one of the better ones in Aquas, right?
Yeah, I think she's like the best, you know, kind of mid-range harmonizer. Rico's like the best high-range harmonizer.
Yeah, I was just about to say that she's more.
I think Daya and Rico are like fantastic harmonizers, and Daya's solo voice is like, I feel like it's kind of like the strangest. It's almost kind of, I don't want to say rough. I want to say like it fits her character extremely well. Like kind of, she's, you know, this kind of staunch personality, you know.
It's kind of like proper.
Yeah, very. Yeah, her singing voice is very like prim and proper. And I like it a lot, but like I said, I just feel Daya is kind of inconsistent. Also, I feel like Arisha is the worst live at this point, but like that, I don't think she's bad, but I think she is the worst of the group live at live shows so far.
Mm-hmm. Aqua's hasn't like they're so young.
Yeah,
like we talked about this before. Like they're like they have so much room for improvement. It's crazy. Like even from something like their Christmas live to their first live, they've improved.
Oh yeah,
so much
leaps and bounds in like 6 months. I'm so excited for the Happy Party Train tour to see how many like leaps, to see just how much better they've gotten.
I just can't wait to see. Like I just my dream is for them to get as good as Muse live eventually. Mm-hmm. Like you listen to Muse live and it like almost doesn't sound like a live song at points.
Yeah, they're really good live, and like you just said, I think it's an issue of they're really young. Like Aqua's is really young, and they're going to grow into their voices more. They're going to learn what they're doing better, you know. And I think they're going to be fantastic live if you give them a couple more months.
So why don't you lead in with Hanamaru?
So
she's your girl.
Let's get the best girl. I love Hanamaru.
Oh wait. Important. I remember when I mentioned this like 42 times in the past like week, but when I was listening to Mijuku Dreamer for the first time, I was like, listen, I don't know any of these girls' names, right? I just know this part, and I can already tell this one girl is a really good singer, and you're like, which one? And then I was like, oh, this one right here is like the part, the one that sings after what's her name, Ruby, the one that sings after her, like that's Hanamaru. And you're totally right.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you're right. She's really good at singing. Yeah, I've loved Hanamaru since in the Aquarium PV, when she's singing her solo and she like burns her tongue on the T. Like that's cute. That since then, like I hadn't picked out my favorite girl at that point, but since that moment, she's been like my favorite Aqua's girl. And after the anime and all the other stuff, like she's become my favorite Love Live girl. Hanamaru has such like, Umi's voice is extremely rich, but it's also like bold and powerful. But Hanamaru's voice, King Herseyu, she has such an incredibly like rich voice. Like if I say that Umi's is the most powerful and bold in all of Love Live, like I gotta say that Hanamaru's is the richest. Like it just sounds so good. She like no one else really has a great vibrato in her voice, but like Hanamaru often has like a fantastic vibrato in her voice. She's got, if I had to say one thing about Hanamaru that's kind of disappointing, she hasn't really gotten to belt it yet, and I'm kind of like honestly disappointed by that. She hasn't really gotten any big solos, so
And that's not her fault
yeah,
by any means,
yeah,
obviously.
and she sounded great in Azalea songs, but I don't listen to a lot of Azalea songs, so I don't really get to.
But that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't really get to enjoy them.
We were looking. We were looking through all who was the center for all the songs like semi recently, and we were like, Hanamaru, what song? What is Hanamaru center? And then we were like, oh, she centers like 3 Azalea. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, she centers Lowly Tuning. I was like, that's unlucky. But like we just listened to the trio song that they're in, and I think that song sounds incredibly fun, and she has a really good solo in just the preview, so I'm pretty excited for that song. We get to see more Hanamaru, but I think she's got a really terrific voice. I want to, like I said, I want to hear more of it. I want to hear her get to belt it. Unfortunately, I had mentioned earlier that I hope we get solo songs for this next CD. It doesn't sound like we're gonna get solo songs. They weren't on the preview, which is kind of disappointing. But I hope that we do eventually get solo songs, and that Hanamaru's. I can't wait for Hanamaru's solo songs. I think it's really gonna give her the opportunity to belt it out, and I think she's gonna sound fantastic.
Yeah, we still got to see the little dose of their solo voices with landing action. Yeah. So
Oh yeah. Like
that's why I was like,
Hanamaru's landing action, is pretty incredible.
I almost mentioned how good Ruby was in the new song in landing action. Oops, I did it anyway. So,
we found it found its way in.
Here it is. So, how about we? I think we're ready to hop into this, right?
Yeah. Let's get into these Azalea songs.
Are you ready to listen to Torikoriko Please?
Please, yeah, dude.
Please. In all caps, they're screaming.
They're
dude.
screaming it to the crowd.
Screaming, please. That is okay. Can we talk about?
He's broken. He's a broken man.
I didn't realize. Oh my god! I didn't realize this until I was looking at the whole discography, and I see all the Azalea songs right in front of me. Dude, they scream a lot of their songs.
They scream a lot.
We got Torikoriko Please, Lonely Tuning, Galaxy Hide and Seek.
Yeah. That one like jumps around everywhere. I think the bird one.
Innocent Bird.
Yeah, Innocent Bird is in all caps. Yeah. He's broken. Just play the song. Play the song. Play the song. Dia Center song, and this is her best performance. I feel like this song really like shows off that staunchness to her voice that I was talking about, like very like prim and proper, and she sounds like she's trying her hardest to like remember how to sing properly, and it's paying off. Like she sounds really good in this song.
I really like this song when it comes to just straight up just listening to Dia. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, like vocally this song is great. I remember when we were talking about it before, with like how you weren't the biggest Kanon fan, and this was like, oh, this was a long time ago. This was like 8 months ago, you know, when I hadn't really given up on Azalea yet.
We got stuff like this.
Yeah, and I said to you, you were like, I just don't really like Daya's voice, and I was like, go listen to Torikoriko Please, Torikoriko.
Rico, please.
Yeah. Go listen to T, please. I was like, go listen to that song. It's really good. It really shows off Kanon's vocal skills. It really shows off Daya's vocal skills, and like it also shows off Hanamaru's vocal skills. Like they all sound really good in this song. Yeah, it's a shame that I don't ever want to listen to it. Like,
I gotta disagree with you on that. I think while the song is just like magnificent Daya material, when I said before, and then we got this song, I thought you were gonna go into something like, yeah, you know, Kanon didn't necessarily have like a good performance like this early but I think that this song doesn't do Kanon very much justice, especially now knowing what she can do. I think this song is I think there's just so many better Kanon performances. And I mean, like, that all came with time, of course. Like, you can't fault them for this. But, like, I feel like this is just... It's kind of, like... Believe it or not, like, it's songs like this that made me put Kanon this low. Where it's just, like... She, like, don't get me wrong. Like, she sings good and everything. But for the most part, like, she's just kind of there for me. It's like... Imagine if Rin in Anona Gabre was just, like... Just not... Just impactful as hell. And just kind of there. I feel like that's Kanon in a lot of these earlier songs. Like, I feel like she didn't really get her time to shine for like a good while, and I feel like this is like a perfect example of it.
Okay, yeah, I can respect that. I disagree with it. I think this is her best like old performance. Like obviously she's had better performances, but at this point, but I think this is her best like old performance, like real old performance.
And agree and disagree.
I think yeah, and that's good. That's good that we agree and disagree on things. But most of all, I think the song really does greatly show off the capabilities that Daya does have, and
yeah, that's pretty much all we're trying to get at here. Daya sounds real good in this song.
Daya sounds real good in this song. Yeah, so Daya's great, Hanamaru's great. We disagree on Kanon, and that's fine. But you were saying something about the lyrics when we were listening to this.
Would you have ever guessed that this song is like Cutie Panther level, like kind of like stalkery? Like, I mean, it's a lot nicer. Like, it's not just it's not as upfront.
It's not as like upfront about like, hey, I like you.
Listen to this. Like, is there a metaphor I'm missing here? You'll someday become my captive and always look at me no matter what. Please. Like,
this is some Persona 5 Steal Your Heart stuff.
Just once, if there was ever a chance, when will that time ever be? I'll definitely capture you.
Dang,
like,
yeah, this
is pretty rapey. Like,
this is pretty like Stockholm syndrome-y. I mean, I don't got an issue with it. Like, I'll get my heart captured by these three. Like, sure, yeah. that's Gucci.
I have no problem with this.
But yeah, like I said, I just really wish that I loved this song because vocally I really like it, but just the backing, I feel like the backing is really boring, and obviously since I'm not a fan of the genre of synth pop, I'm gonna think the backing is boring no matter how good the backing is. And down below, please call me an idiot in the comment section. Please just like go down and call me an idiot and tell me that this is great synth pop, and I will appreciate that comment. And I will try to change my taste to like synth pop more, but it's just not something that I enjoy.
I think you pretty much just summarized your entire Azalea opinion with one sentence before, when you're like, this song is great. Too bad I don't ever want to listen to it.
Yeah, like vocally, this song is just a joy, but it's just tragic. To me, it's just like tragic that I can't enjoy this song because when it comes on my phone, I skip it. You know, that's what happens with a lot of Azalea songs.
Is this your first skip? Is this the first loop skip?
I think these are my first two skips, yeah.
I
skip most Azalea songs.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes I won't skip Lonely Tuning because I think Hanamaru's got a fantastic like vocal performance in that, and I really want to listen to her voice. But I'm not listening to that song because I like the backing, which is something different that we agree on. We both, backing is super important to us. So
yeah, that's like why like 4 out of 5 of our songs are in our top 5 for both of us.
Yeah, like backing is so important. And I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but this song just doesn't do it for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, don't sleep on Innocent Bird. That's a fun song. Like we were talking before about songs by Azalea that we don't skip. I don't skip Innocent Bird. I'm a big
I feel
fan
like
of the
when I listen to Innocent Bird,
sci-fi.
I feel like I'm stuck in I feel like I'm stuck in Dune, like a 1970s sci-fi movie, and that's just not something I want to be in.
That's this is another case where I was like, oh boy, the previews are out, and I listened to the first one. I believe we listened to these separate. I listened to Galaxy
you
Hide
listened to
and Seek.
them, and I hadn't listened to them yet, and we listened to them together when I got home.
Right. I listened to Galaxy Hide and Seek, and I knew right off the bat. I was like, oh, this is an Azalea song, and Luke's not gonna like it because it's an Azalea song. And then I listened to Innocent Bird, and I was just kind of like stunned. I was like, what?
This is weird. This is like almost alien.
I like it. Like I do. I really do. I know you're not the biggest fan, but I do like Innocent Bird. I will say that much. If I like, I mean, I'm not gonna go off about how much I love this song. It's when the song comes on, I'm like, huh, and then I go about my business. It's like, you know, that's just
Yeah, you gotta go dig up some spice, because he who controls the spice controls the galaxy.
So you're ready to hop into Tokimeki Bunruigaku, which is that's a Kanon Center song.
Yeah,
right.
This song's pretty good. It's okay. Let's just go.
夢のような景色とかね夢のように幸せだが弱になんてつけたら夢じゃないってことなのです難しい話は日円好奇心の行方はどこその時浮かんだ名前は意外な人だったなんでかしら気持ちの蓋を取ってみたら溢れ出したのなんでかしら想像だけで熱くなる耳だとときめきに種類があると知り始めたばかりだから研究が必要です手伝ってほしいってお願いは書類上のことじゃないもっと個人的なことですだから研究が必要ね手伝って謎を突き止めて
So, like, full disclosure with this one, like, Luke and I were kind of like pushing it back and forth on who did the intro for this one. Neither of us are really. I don't like this song. I said it.
Yeah, it's like sad to admit that there's a Love Live song. I said with the last one that I like the vocal performances, and that can keep it in, you know, decent at best graces. I don't really like slow songs like consistently. There's very few slow songs that I really love in Love Live. I always like faster paced, more energetic songs, and so like this song is slow. It's it's you know, it's synth pop backing, and it doesn't really have those great vocal performances like
It's
in the
just a
last
recipe
song.
for disaster for you personally.
Yeah, and I think Hanamaru sounds good in it.
Yeah, Hanamaru
but-
sounds fantastic in the song, even though she's not the center.
Yeah, but I don't feel like Kanan sounds special, and I don't feel like Daya sounds special, unlike the last song. 'Cause I feel like Daya does do her best when there's, you know, a fast song going on where she can just kind of bool out. But a slower song is harder to sing for a not technical singer, or not great technical singer. And so like a slower song is harder for someone like Daya to pull off, who I don't think is like a great technical singer.
This song is just the epitome of like a whatever B-side. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's so hard to even analyze this without just saying I think it's boring. Like, I feel really bad always talking to Luke about Azalea, because I listen to Azalea and I don't necessarily have like an attachment to them. Like I listen to Azalea, I'm like, you know, I'm not a big fan. okay, like move on to the next one. But Luke listens to Azalea and he wants to die. Like,
Yeah.
feel
My,
like
my
that's a
emotional
consistent theme here.
attachment to Azalea is pretty unlucky. That I want to love the group more than anything in the world, and they're just the exact opposite of what I want to listen to, like instrumentally, and it's so unfortunate.
I feel like I honestly feel like we couldn't do this song justice if we tried to analyze it in the same way we analyze every other song. Like,
Yeah, I'm
we're
really
just
sorry.
gonna, like,
if
just
if this is your
take it-
favorite song, I'm so sorry. I wish that this was a song that we could that we wanted to spend a lot of time on. But
truthfully, like we
just
just
not.
we just ruined the song, and we don't want to trash talk any song like more than just saying like the basic, like it's not very interesting. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
thought. Sorry, go ahead.
not just Hanamaru has a really great voice in this song. Kanan's doing exactly what I said she did last, where we disagreed, where I said there's just nothing special about the Kanan part. Daya is, I mean, she's there. I very much don't enjoy this song. It's just like the lyrics are kind of pretty, like, you know, talking about like this is like dreamlike happiness. This is great, and you know that's, you know, wonderful memories and everything like that. That's nice. That's like, you know, good themes. It's just I don't like the song very much, and I wouldn't do it justice trying to sit here and nitpick and analyze with it, because I just wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I think if there's two things that I like about this song, one, I really like the what are they saying? What do I think?
Why do I think?
Why do I? So they are saying why do I think? Okay, I really like the why do I think, because like it's English but it's English, so like you can kind of misinterpret what they're saying. So when sometimes if this song comes up in a conversation, then we'll refer. What did I say just earlier when we were listening to the song? Like you say, why do I stink?
You pretty
like,
much do anything over here.
Yeah, you can just kind of meme that part, and I like that about it. But that's not.
I feel like that is not what a strong point should be.
Though, for the song.
I
did like
okay, wait, check this out. The song was good live because everything was good live.
I was about to say the song was like pretty cool live. I really liked the visuals on the TV and stuff. How they're kind of like
we can use
like
this time to
sparkles.
talk about Azalea's outfit.
Oh,
How it was really good.
Oh, the Azalea outfits. The best looking person ever in Love Live was Arisha in that outfit.
In the bow, in the giant bow.
outfit.
Can we throw a picture of Arisha and the giant bow up here?
Good. She looked so, and like Arisha is gorgeous, right? She's the model, just gorgeous. But her in that bow, like in that Azalea outfit, was just stunning. Like I watched this song somewhere, on YouTube or Facebook or something, and I was like, wow. Like I didn't even care I didn't like the song, because the three of them looked magnificent, and Arisha just was like stunning.
I have the emotional attachment to the Shiranai outfits because it's their first single, but I feel like this is like objectively like the best outfits out of the. God, no, that's even hard to say because like we're completely discounting Guilty Kiss here with their whole like gothic Lolita thing going on.
Yeah, and I like that. But did you see Arisha with that bow?
I did
Like,
see Arisha. I was there.
She was gorgeous, and so like yes, the outfits for this single are my personal favorite outfit of the three original subunits. Or the three, original Aqua subunit outfits.
See, we said something good. We managed to meet our like 5-minute discussion quota.
Yeah.
All we have to do is trash talk the song for 3 of them.
It feels bad, man. If you like this song, please don't hate us. This is just not a song that we are going to enjoy. I promise next time we talk about Azalea, in the upcoming months, when we talk about Lonely Tuning, we'll have more good things to say, because I like that song.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, so let's get into our nightly question. So now that we've kind of gone over these two subunits, first of all, why don't you guys leave a comment down below which of the two subunits is your favorite? So Tyler, go ahead. Which of these two subunits is your favorite?
I don't know. This one's tough.
Yeah, this one's pretty hard.
I mean, we're gonna have the exact same answer, so we might as well just kind of like share this
say
question.
Say
here.
it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Chiron. Wait, hold on. No, no. No, honestly, I really like Lily White, and I'm just not a fan of Azalea. It's pretty much like we've talked ad nauseum about it in this video. Like, we don't need to say it anymore. Just we've already said a million good things about Lily White and a million things that we're just Azalea is like a totally respectable group. And like, again, no offense if you really like Tokimeki in particular, or just really like Azalea, it's just kind of not our thing, and we hope you understand. But Lily White is this just isn't a contest for me, and I know it's definitely not a contest for Luke.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you're a big Azalea fan and you were waiting for us to talk about Azalea, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I think it's pretty obvious for me which one I like more. It's pretty in a landslide, like Lily White. Like I said, I love everything about Lily White.
Are you ready to talk about Lily White more when I ask the question? Out of all 6 subunits, which one is your favorite? That's the part 2 question for everybody. Out of all 6, what is your favorite? Do you want to start us off on this one? Start us off with the Azalea pick on this one?
Yeah, probably. So I'm going to go from the bottom up. I'm just going to like rank them real quick, all 6 of them. So bottom, unfortunately, is Azalea, with tremendous room to improve. If they get a song or two that I like, they're going to skyrocket, right?
And it's
by
not
skyrocket,
even like,
probably move up 1 space.
It's not even like room to improve isn't like they're singing badly. It's just room to improve. It's just the style,
Yeah, stylistically, I just don't love Azalea, and I wish I could love Azalea, but just stylistically, I don't. Probably my 5th it's pretty close between 2 of them, but it's probably Prontomps, not by much. Not by much, and then 4th is BB, and that the difference between those 2 is pretty narrow. BB kind of edges it out with a couple really good songs that I love. You got like Psychic Fire and Trouble Busters, and that kind of beats out the Love Marginal, No Exit Orions, Pua Pua Oi of Prontomps, but the difference isn't that much. And then 3rd, this one's pretty close also between Guilty Kiss and Chiron, but I gotta give 3rd to Chiron and 2nd to Guilty Kiss, and those 2, of course, we have so much more lifespan with the Aqua subunits that those 2 could switch around. If you ask me again in a year, those 2 could have switched because they're really close. And then 1st, obviously, is Lily White. Lily White is perfect, and I just said that those 2 groups have room to switch, but neither of them have room to go over Lily White. What about you, Tyler? If you had to rank them real quick, give me your ranking.
Okay. Well, number 6. Sorry, Azalea. That's just kind of how it is, and we already explained why. Number 5, though. I was thinking about this ever since you said it, and I don't have a definite answer for this. Is it a cop-out to have a tie?
Yeah, I think ties are okay.
I have to tie between Prontomps and BB. Like, because like I've been exploring. It's like I thought myself that I judged BB pretty harshly since the last thing. So I went and I re-listened to a bunch of BB songs a bunch of times, and I gotta say, like, some of their songs are pretty okay. Like, I always forget the second part of the song. Natsu something. It starts with an O.
O-Y?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's O-W-A-I-D-O. Owaido?
Yeah, now we're sounding like a bunch of idiots.
We're guessing, we're just guessing.
But that song's real. I mean, I'm a big slow song kind of guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my, like, Strawberry Trappers and things like that. But, like, I like the one BB song that doesn't sound like BB at all. And I think I like that song more than any Prontomps song. But I like more Prontomps songs, so it kind of cancels out, you feel? Like,
right, that's where I'm at also. Like, I like more Prontomps songs, but I like a few BB songs more. So, like, it's like, which one do you choose? Do you choose the average like, or the higher highs, lower lows like?
So I think we got to tie the 5-4 with BB and Prontomps. I don't know. I really can't choose. Number 3, probably Lily White, if I had to pick one. I don't really love any Muse subunits. Like, I'm not, like, just, like, gush about them all day. Muse subunits like I was for Sharon or like you were for Lily White. Like I like Lily White, don't get me wrong, and I think they're like important. Like I think they're just like amazing as far as subunits go. Like when I say they're my number 3, I mean they're really really good. I'm just I just like the others more. A few Lily White songs. I like Sorry Happiness, the sad circus music.
The sad circus music.
No, Lily White's a fun group. And it's technically my first exposure to Love Live, but I mean whatever. Or one of them. Number 2, Guilty Kiss. It has Strawberry Traveler. It has Guilty Eyes Fever. It has Shadowgate to Love and Kawadayaski. It's a good group. I just
the group is good.
Yeah, I'm just a huge fan of the girls in it. I think it's amazing. I think it's probably the most powerful Aqua subunit. I mean that's debatable with Azalea probably, just in terms of just raw ability. But I definitely prefer Guilty Kiss's style more. And then number 1, the Goons. We got Chiron. I fell in love with Chiron ever since I first heard them. Yozaro Nandemo has a special place in my heart. It unironically like makes me feel good to listen to that song. And like that sounds kind of like cheesy to say, but it's totally true. Like I feel good when I listen to that song. I really like Chiron. I like every girl. you were talking about how your top 3 was your top 3 Muse girls were Lily White. My top 3 Aqua's girls are all Chiron.
That's easy.
Yeah, so it's kind of clear there. I feel the same way about Chiron as you do with Lily White. I mean, I haven't had enough time as you have with Lily White, but the same kind of ideal. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to hear. I mean, if you don't want to rank them, that's fine. But what is your favorite subunit in general? Aside from the question we had today, which is Azalea versus Lily White. So we got a 2-parter going on here.
Yeah, two-part question. I know it's a lot, but yeah, just comment down below favorite of these 2 and why, and favorite overall subunit between the 6 and why.
So how about next time we're gonna be looking at Mokito Love de Sekinchu and Wonderful Rush, right?
I'm pretty excited for next episode. We got some good songs. We got some like classics. Some songs that 2 of them aren't my favorite, but they're still classics,
Mm-hmm. It's so weird. Like I feel like we've been doing this subunit block forever. Now we're done. Now
we're moving on.
It's gonna be another like 10 episodes before we can talk.
Huh? Full unit songs. Yeah, so we'll revisit subunits in the coming months, but we'll have a month or 2 of full unit songs.
And if Muse isn't your thing, the episode right after that we got Aquarium. If you're down to hang around, maybe we'll.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah,
there's a lot of good. I really like Aquarium. There's a few.
Yeah, Aquarium's good.
A few. They're all good. Every Aquarium song is good, at least in my opinion. So
yeah, the three songs on the Aquarium single.
So one last like apology from both of us about the mess that was Tokimeki and just Azalea in general. Like again, we know we already said it 40 times, but like if you really like Azalea and you really like the song, then we're sorry that we feel this way. And like this whole thing is supposed to be like an objective analysis, but it's kind of impossible to not talk about how we feel about the song. And
yeah, if you love Azalea, please keep loving Azalea. Like don't let this bring you down at all.
Just imagine it was like the anti-Luke, like this looks like Lily White too, but I love synth pop, and then like I hope that
I've always been kind of disappointed by Lily White. Like, I love their vocal composition, but I just
feel
don't
like they would be really
backing.
good with synth pop,
Yeah, so well, I think that about wraps up this week.
I think so too. Thanks so much, everybody.
Yeah, we'll be back with another weekly episode sometime next week, and we'll see you next Friday.
よ